Welcome to the Entrepreneurial CPA show, where we take a deep dive into knowledge needed to break through the box and become the world-changing entrepreneur we know you want to be. As always, we're hitting you up with the theoretical and the practical skills you need to punch right above your weight. I'm Garrett, your head practical Poindexter, and I'm here with a tossing titan of theoretical, Dr. Sean. Today's show is brought to you by Prolera, reminding you that CPE doesn't have to be a grind, nor should it. And Hayden Rock Solutions, who provide the roadmap to the pathway to advisory services. Now, in today's show, we're going to talk about the Accounting and Finance Show, New York, which just wrapped up last week. Dr. Sean and I were there, sessions, keynotes, shared a couple different tracks. We want to kind of share our wrap-up thoughts with you, if you were there in person, or if you missed it and just checked it out online. So with that, I'll kick it over to Dr. Sean.
Awesome, Garrett. Thanks for that. And I mean, honestly, really, the whole show I thought was really sort of a excellent example of sort of all of the action and all of the themes, topics, news, and really updates that are impacting both accounting and finance. And a real good sort of point that I saw highlighted over and over again at the show was really that it doesn't matter if you're a big firm, if you're a medium-sized firm, if you're on the East Coast, West Coast, Southwest, sort of all of the trends with regards to accounting, finance, and more sort of IT options out there are coming. So I know that me personally at the conference, I did have the great pleasure and the awesome time of actually chairing the technology track, being on a panel, and also doing the keynote with you actually on the opening day. And then on day 2 of the conference, I actually had the great opportunity to give a hour-long presentation on my most favorite topic ever, right? Sort of the topic of blockchain and sort of all of the applications that are building off of that platform and how they're going to impact accounting now and going forward. And so really sort of the sort of core takeaway that I would sort of highlight from my point of view is that really going forward, we are going to have to become more comfortable and more sort of forward looking and more proactive with how we are building in IT options into our firm, right? But it is also it's also always important to note that all of these buzzwords out there like AI and blockchain and cryptocurrencies, all of these options out there are buzzwords and they're hot topics, but that right now currently they might not be a perfect fit for you and your firm or your clients. But it is important that all of us have a good sort of baseline knowledge and sort of understanding of these topics, right? And that all of us are able to have these conversations and also to be able to answer any questions that are going to come up going forward. So I'd say if I sort of had to summarize that in a quick soundbite, I'd say probably the sort of core takeaway I had is that going forward, if you work in accounting, in finance, bookkeeping, industry, if you're in public, if you're in wealth management, IB, anything, you are going to have to be more proactive and forward-looking and really open-minded, right, to one, sort of learn about all of these tools out there, and then 2, have that baseline knowledge and that sort of, bigger picture mindset to be able to have those conversations going forward.
Yeah, Dr. Sean, I think well said. And it was definitely an interesting time in the technology track because there's a lot of technology they talked about. Some, like you said, is here already. Some is kind of coming and some is a little way off. But yeah, I mean, it's very clear technology is just so ingrained in everything we do as accountants and CPAs and advisors that we really got to understand it.
Yep.
We got to understand it for our own firms. We got to understand it for our clients and who we work with. But yeah, I think the blockchain talks were interesting as always. Cryptocurrency. There's some great blockchain panels as well. They really got into some more detailed points, which is great. If you want to learn a little bit more, you can learn that there. I know Accounting Today was up there. They did a talk on technology as well. So they had some great thought leaders and some great minds from the industry sharing their knowledge. And I checked out some of the technology tracks myself when I kind of wandered over that way, heard some of your panels. So let me ask you this, with all this technology, with the Accounting and Finance show, the tech track, what was your biggest takeaway from watching those sessions? I know you chaired that panel, so you were there for every single technology session. You introduced them. What was your biggest takeaway from listening to those 2 days of talks?
Sure. So I say probably the most core sort of high profile takeaway that I personally brought from the conference is that really, we as a field, as an industry and as individuals aren't always the most proactive, right? Or the most forward looking or the most open minded, right? To doing things differently or to sort of change how we are doing things. Mm-hmm. But that going forward and with all of these new tools out there, whether it's, blockchain, whether it's AI, whether it's just, automating some of your current processes, right? All of these changes are coming, and that we are going to have to be able to keep pace with these changes, because if we as individuals and firms aren't, our competition is already doing that, right? So it's like a half of a push right from the competition out there in the marketplace right now, and then also a pull for us going forward, right, from our clients and from our own firms and from ourselves, right, wanting to be on top of things and to be able to deliver that sort of high quality, high level advice going forward.
Yeah, I like it. And it's also one of my takeaways was on the technology side, especially with blockchain and Bitcoin. There's already a number of firms that are already actively involved in Bitcoin companies, blockchain companies, those type of things. So it's not this, oh my God, this is so far out. And it's not something that just impacts the big four. We're talking about even top 200, not top 300 firms are actively involved. They have practices that are already built around blockchain and Bitcoin. So this idea that it's the future, it's so far off, we shouldn't pay attention, is crazy. And you really got to start to embrace that at your firm and get involved. And that was some great stuff. It was great information from the conference, both days. Hopefully you can make it out there. If not, hopefully you'll come next year. I'm sure we'll be back next year to do some more exciting talks at the Accounting and Finance show in New York. So with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you've attended the show live or just checked out on social media, we hope you got some great knowledge from the event. If you have questions on anything you saw at the show live, in our sessions, on social media from us that we talked about today, send Dr. Sean and myself a message, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever it is. We're always happy to respond to the questions from our audience. For those of you out there who want to keep the learning going, learn more about these topics we talked today, we want to share a special offer with everybody. We've got our latest ebook that just came out. We're offering a free copy of our latest ebook, The Evolution of an Entrepreneurial CPA. Check out the link below. It's going to appear on the screen after us. Don't forget, as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, we challenge you today to take action that changes the world and invest in yourself.